everybody, Emily Harvey from Amp Try Life here, back again for another Q&A video session. And today's question comes from Mary in Ohio, and it's a question that's a follow-up to a video that I did on December 19th about my running shoe situation. Mary's specific question is how often I need to replace the sole on my running leg and how difficult that is to do. So, for the first question, as to how often I have to replace it, it's usually about every 4 to 6 months, depending on how much I'm running at the time. I do tend to wear this shoe sole out faster than the one on my right side because a lot of pressure gets put on the toe, and because we're cutting the shoe up, there's just less there to wear through. So that's the first part, and then the second part is how difficult it is to change it. So it is very easy for me these days because all I have to do is take my running leg and my new shoe to my prosthetist's office, which also happens to be my husband's office, and either he or his technician, shout out to Jared, who's done it a couple times, will replace it for me. I have still replaced it myself a few times because I have that knowledge. I worked at Walter Reed as a technician for a few years, so I do know how to replace it myself. And the way that it happens is they first have to remove the old sole off the running leg. And they do that by putting acetone in between the two pieces. And the acetone will help separate the glue out from there so that you can pull that old sole off. And then the second part is to take the new shoe and cut it with a cast saw, which if you've ever had a broken arm or leg, that's what they use to cut your cast off of you, and it vibrates and that's how it cuts, and you can put it against your bare skin and it won't actually cut you. But anyway, that's what works on cutting apart the running shoe. So that gets cut right along here and then chopped right about in the middle. And after it's cut apart, they take the sole part that we have removed, which is what ends up here, and use a Troutman with sandpaper to smooth it down and get it so that it's level across medial to lateral, so that you don't have a shoe that is angled one way or the other, because that can cause knee and hip and other leg issues. And then once that's smoothed down and level, they decide if any height needs to be added and can add another layer on the sole to increase the height on that side. And then it's ready to be glued onto the bottom of the running blade. And they use a special glue called Barge, and you put the barge on both pieces that need to be glued, stick it together, and then use clamps to hold it together for a few hours. And once the glue has set, you're good to go. So hopefully that answered your question, Mary, and I look forward to hearing what other questions you guys have for me. Bye!